The Speaker of the House has ordered an impeachment inquiry into President Biden. Dietitians are getting paid to promote junk food, and we have a new iPhone, but it's switching its charging cable again. That's some of what we'll get to on the 7 from the Washington Post. I'm Jeff Pierre. It's Wednesday, September 13th. Let's get you caught up with today's 7 stories. Number 1.
Today, I am directing our House committee to open a formal impeachment inquiry into President Joe Biden.
Kevin McCarthy directed the House to open an impeachment inquiry into President Biden. The Speaker's move was made without a House vote, something he had vowed not to do. But hard-right members of the Republican Party are pressuring McCarthy. He needs their votes to avoid a government shutdown and to remain in his leadership position. Here's what an impeachment inquiry means. It authorizes investigations to determine whether someone has committed impeachable offenses. In this case, that someone is Biden. This doesn't mean that Biden has been impeached. This is just an initial step in a potentially long process. The inquiry will be led by 3 Republican committee chairmen. McCarthy said that they'll investigate whether Biden benefited from his son Hunter Biden's business dealings, among other issues. A White House spokesman blasted McCarthy's move as extreme politics at its worst. Number 2. At least 5,300 people died in extreme flooding in Libya. A powerful storm unleashed record rainfall across the country's northeast on Sunday and Monday, bursting 2 aging dams. The flooding devastated the port city of Derna, which has around 90,000 residents. Rescue workers said that almost a quarter of the city was destroyed. The death toll is likely to rise. Number 3. Kim Jong-un is meeting with Vladimir Putin today. Kim arrived at a Russian spaceport in a slow, luxurious armored train. It's the first meeting between the North Korean leader and the Russian president in 4 years. They'll discuss the potential exchange of arms, labor, and food. North Korea has weapons which Russia wants, and Kim backs Putin's invasion of Ukraine. He called his country's relationship with Russia his top priority. Number 4. The CDC said everyone over 6 months old should get the new coronavirus shot. The reformulated vaccine was approved by the FDA on Monday and authorized by the CDC yesterday. Preliminary data shows it protects against severe disease and death from new Omicron variants. That includes EG5, the most prevalent variant in the U.S. right now. The vaccines are expected to become available in the next day or so. You can find a location to get the shot at vaccines.gov. Number 5. Overdoses soared, even as the number of prescription pain pills in the U.S. plunged. The number of prescription opioid pills shipped in the U.S. fell by nearly 45% between 2011 and 2019. But at the same time, new data shows that fatal overdoses rose to record levels. People got hooked on pills, then turned to cheaper street drugs. The highest death rates hit places where average pain pill doses had been topping the nation. The Post has updated its database, so you can see how many pills flow through your town at the link in our show notes. Number 6. The food industry pays influencer dietitians to shape your eating habits. An investigation from the Post and The Examination found the reason for some surprising dietary advice online: paid sponsorships, like these influencers promoting the artificial sweetener aspartame just after the World Health Organization announced it could be carcinogenic.
So when you get home, check out safetyofaspartame.com.
These dietitians presented themselves as experts and tried to describe.
What you're hearing is a video from the Post investigation. And the influencers that we're talking about here are registered dietitians who collectively have millions of social media followers.
First red flag, their recommendation is based on evidence of low certainty, and it's considered conditional. But they love a good clickbait.
The FDA.
They're being paid to sell foods like candy and ice cream. They also downplay the risks of highly processed food and sugar. And they don't always disclose their sponsorships, like the aspartame influencers you just heard. They were paid by American Beverage, a lobbying group that represents companies like Coca-Cola and PepsiCo. And at number 7.
Good morning. Welcome to Apple Park. We're so excited you could join us today for some big announcements.
Apple's new iPhone is switching its charging cable. It's time to toss your old Lightning cables if you want the latest iPhone. The company announced yesterday that its new phones are switching to USB-C cables. They said they're doing it to join a universally accepted standard, but really, they don't have much choice. The European Union passed a law requiring all new smartphones and tablets to have common charging ports by 2024 to reduce e-waste. The good news, you'll be able to use the same charger for your phone and your Apple laptop. And you can even make friends with an Android user and borrow their charger too. That's the show for today. But before you go, a reminder that you should be listening to our afternoon podcast, Post Reports, for a deeper dive into some of the top news stories of the week. Yesterday, my colleagues examined why the earthquake in Morocco was so deadly and the anger over the government response. Find Post Reports wherever you listen to podcasts. I'm Jeff Pierre, and I will meet you back here tomorrow.